Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Entertainment Enthusiast. And for today's show, we're since we're about 2 weeks, about 2 weeks away, a little under 2 weeks away from the kickoff of the summer box office season, which starts from May 1st to typically around Labor Day weekend, which is actually gonna be a little bit later this year, so to about like first weekend or so in September. So with that being said, I wanted to go ahead and I know we're a few weeks away. I wasn't going to be able to do this next weekend, but I just figured let's go ahead and dive into my predictions for what I think are going to be the top 10 highest grossing domestic box office movies of 2026. And I've done this in the past for a couple, and we're going to go in a little bit. We're going to dive into my previous predictions for 2024 and 2025, but like with so much stuff coming out in 2026, and again, how I usually been judging what I think is going to be time is tends most of the time it's been what my gut's telling me. I don't have any insider knowledge in this. It's just something that I'm like, I like following the money. I like following stats. I like figuring out, okay, like what movies coming out, demographics, time periods, what they should be going up against, what they shouldn't be going up against, and a lot of it is just gut feeling, and it's just fun because it's more stats kind of related. But before I dive in fully into the prior year lists, I just want to remind everyone to make sure that's watching this video live or watching it after the fact to make sure to click the like and subscribe button on our YouTube page at the Entertainment Enthusiast 365 and the follows on Twitch at the Entertainment Enthusiast. So, but yeah, with so much stuff coming out in 2026, I just figured like again, some stuff's not going to be on my list. I was really kind of like really close to putting on there, and then I was like that. But we'll cover 2026 in a bit, and when you're with the list you're about the slides you're about to see for my predictions for what I thought were in 2024 and 2025, you're gonna see everything all at once. So just to let you know, the slides on the right are the actual totals, and then the slides on the left are the ones I predicted, and I color coded it as best I can, just to see how off was I or how close I was. And for me, my predictions, my order is always going to be wrong. And I personally am not really concerned on that. I'm just more concerned or more focused on what ones I got right and which ones I didn't. So let's dive on in, and we're gonna the first year we're gonna I technically really started doing this for the channel. Is 2024. So, and if you know 2024, there was some pretty good stuff that came out in that year. All right, so let's go ahead and start with that slides. Okay, so you're gonna see the stuff on the right, and that's fine. You can look at that if you want. But I'm gonna start like just breaking down what my top 10 where my predictions were. I had Deadpool and Wolverine number one. That one wasn't ahead thinking. I was just thinking with my heart on that one because I really wanted that to be number one, and I was really close. I had Inside Out 2 as number two. The Fall Guy. I was so high on the Fall Guy. The studio just gave up on that one way too quickly. Despicable Me 4, the Garfield movie, Twisters, If, Imaginary, which is really it was Imaginary Friends, Furiosa, Bad Boys Ride or Die, or Alien Romulus. So I had Alien Romulus 10 on there because I just figured it's an alien movie and there was a lot going for it, and I just figured let's just see if it's gonna do something. So I took a risk on that one. Bad Boys I knew was going to be on there. Furiosa was a massive risk. And I put that on there because I figured people would be buying into that. I didn't buy into that because I was personally not a fan of Fury Road. I thought that was a little overrated, and the only highlight for me was the guitar dude, and I just knew this one was like a 2.5 hour movie where Furiosa wasn't the main star and she was barely in it. So I just like, yeah, screw it. Let's just take a risk on it. If it was a kid movie starring Ryan Reynolds and all that kinds of stuff, so I had that one on my list because going with the guts on the kid factor of it. Twisters, I just put as a risk. I didn't expect that one to do as well as it did, and honestly, I called it a. I watched it. I was like, I called it filler before Deadpool. Garfield, kid movie. I took a risk on that one, and then my top four. My order was just a little off on that. So, anywho, and then on the actual ones, what really was the top 10 grossing movies of that one? You had Inside Out 2 was number one, and Deadpool and Wolverine was number two. I was really close on that one, so if I'd swapped that, I would have gotten those two in the correct order. I guess I was a little bit more higher on The Fall Guy than I was with Despicable Me 4 because Gosling, Emily Blunt, stunts, summer movie, and both of them coming off their box office monsters. That was Barbenheimer from the prior year. Gosling with Barbie, Emily Blunt with Oppenheimer. I went on in, and I think that one should have been a lot higher than it ended up being because the studio gave up on it. They were too quick to give up on it. And then again, if you have not seen The Fall Guy, watch it. It's so good. Studio gave up on it. It's simple as that. They gave up on it way too quickly. They should have given it at least a 45-day in-theater thing, and it would have made a ton of money. It still would have made money. They just gave up. They're quitters on that one. So Despicable Me 4 was number 3, and that movie was actually really funny. Twisters was 4. And then Bad Boys Red Eyes 5. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes I did not have on there because I was literally fatigued from all the Planet of the Apes flicks, and I was like, I didn't put that on there because I personally didn't think it was going to do that well. Yep, got that one wrong. Quiet Place Day One. Again, I didn't pick that one because I didn't think it was going to be in the top 10. I just didn't think, okay, it doesn't have Emily Blunt. It's not involved with that. It's a spin-off. I didn't think it was going to do that well. It Ends With Us, the Blake Lively novel flick. I didn't have that one on there. I honestly didn't. Again, a lot of this stuff, I took a gamble on it. Yeah, so most of them paid off, most of them didn't. If was 9, and then The Fall Guy was number 10. So, in terms of my accuracy for this one, I predicted 7 out of 10 ones that were going to make the top 10. And for my first one that I did, it's not too bad. 70%, yeah, it's a C, but honestly, in terms of what I wanted to do, I could just to see, I can accurately predict what was going to be in the top 10. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, again, I thought The Fall Guy should have been a lot higher. Deadpool and Wolverine for what that thing just did in July. Oh my, yeah. There's a reason that's the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time, and that thing made bank. And it made a profit, and I want to see more Deadpool and Wolverine. I want to see more of them in the how they're going to interact in the MCU. And I thought that thing was just awesome. I did not see Inside Out 2. That's on my to-do list to watch at some point. I didn't really care for Twisters. It was alright. I personally do not think Glenn Powell is the leading guy, but that's just me. I saw Alien Romulus. I thought that was going to be in the top 10. I watched it. It was alright. I mean, for me, nothing, like, again, the last good Alien movie was Aliens. It's just that. But so again, not too bad for my first rodeo or go through with this and my prediction, because I've been doing predictions like this for a while. I just haven't. I didn't do it for 23, even though in the 23 I knew The Flash was not going to be in the top 10. I might have had it in my list or whatever list I could find. I knew that thing was going to flop tremendously, and I was so happy it was. But again, 2024, not too bad. It had some pretty good movies. Despicable Me 4 was great. Bad Boys Ride or Die was really good. Especially how they filmed the final shootout sequence. I thought that was really well done. And how it kind of looked like it was first person and normal. And how they just had to flip the camera around. I thought that was really cool. But So yeah, not too bad. 7 out of 10 for the first go row. But the important thing is, how did I do the following year? Last year? How accurate was I? Did my numbers improve? Did I get anything in the correct order? Well, I can answer the first one. No, I didn't get anything in the correct order. But but did my numbers go up? Yeah. So let's dive on into 2025. And again, it's going to be the same thing, just this different image. Okay, so you see the ones on the right, the actual. You can look at that for now, but I'm just going to go over what my predictions where I thought were last year. And again, you can find both of these videos on the channel under the live section of these ones I just did for 2024 and 2025. Both of them can be found on the channel. So my predictions for last year, what I thought was, I took the gamble on Naked Gun for number 10. Mission Impossible Reckoning, I had 9. I had that as the lowest one. Yeah, I was looking forward to it, and I watched it, and I was like, good God, this was boring. I had that 9. Jurassic World Rebirth is 8th. Can we stop making Jurassic Park movies? Seriously, can we just stop? 7, I was really high on Ballerina. I was really high on that one. I had a lot of faith in that one. I thought that was going to do really well. F1, I had that on there. I just took a gamble on that one. I was like, I think F1's going to be really good, and oh man, F1 was so good. F1 was one of my favorite movies of last year, but if you have not seen F1, starring Brad Pitt, oh, so good. I had Thunderbolts number 5, a Marvel movie. I had to have that in my top 10 because why not? Superman number 4. I took it was a nice, and wasn't a risk or a gamble on that one. I just had faith that this one is James Gunn. I was rooting for it. Warner Brothers, the new DC regime. James Gunn involved at DC. James Gunn's first DC movie, Superman. Was really high in Fantastic Four: The First Steps. That looked like the first MCU family. And then I was higher on How to Train Your Dragon over Lilo and Stitch. So yeah, and then so again, all the ones in yellow, yeah, all those were correct. I just got them in the wrong order, so it's not too bad. And again, I predicted 8 of the 10 of them correct. So that was an improvement over last year when I said 7 out of the 10 was correct. 8 out of the 10 were correct. They just were in the wrong order. So in the actual one, Lilo and Stitch was number 1. And again, I found all this information off Box Office Mojo, so you can find it and you can actually see how much each one made. Lilo and Stitch was 1, Superman was 2, Jurassic World Rebirth 3. Again, we need to stop making Jurassic Park movies or Jurassic World movies. Yeah, I watched it. It had ScarJo in it. That's why I watched it. And she's barely in it. We had to keep going back and forth between, oh, this other family. We need to focus on them. Split storylines. Now, you go see a Jurassic Park movie for dinosaurs. You don't care about the freaking humans. It's like if you're watching the latest King Kong and Godzilla flicks. Humans are ruining these movies. And it's just like, I didn't care about the side family. Seriously, I just really didn't care. It was boring. Like, let's get this over with. Fantastic Four and The First Steps ended up being number 4. So again, I was off by, yeah, I was off a little bit on that one. So, but that was entertaining. I really enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to seeing more of the Fantastic Four in Doomsday. That's gonna be really cool. Dragon was 5. I did not see that one. I thought everybody loved the animated How to Train Your Dragon. That's why my basis was having that as number 1. I didn't think Lilo and Stitch was really going to make that much money, but that'll be a point I'll make in my neck, and when we cover 2026 in my reasoning for why I do not have Moana in my top 10, and I think that thing's going to flop, but we'll cover that in a little bit. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, I had 6. That's fine, and I was like 3 spots higher than that. Didn't make a profit. I know it bombed, and because the budgets are so huge, and the thing was practically 3 hours. 3 hours of nothing, of Tom Cruise swimming. And that's pretty much the basis of that. And again, like, for me, it's 50-50. for the Mission Impossible series for me. And I'm kind of tired of the franchise already because I'm like, half of them I liked, half I didn't like, and the ones I liked. Number two is was one of my all-time favorites, Mission Impossible flicks. MI2, directed by John Woo. I love that movie. Everybody hates that one. That's their worst one. So, loved 2, loved 3. Didn't really care for Ghost Protocol or Rogue Nation. They don't like number 4 is is cringeworthy, and it's not good, and it ages poorly. 5 is alright. It doesn't get any better. So Fallout was awesome. Like Mission Impossible Fallout, Henry Cavill, so good. So I have loved 2, loved 3, loved Fallout, and I believe that's number 6. And I love Dead Reckoning Part 1. That was good. The ones I hated were I hate the first one, hate the fourth one. Well, just strongly dislike the first one. Don't care for the fourth one. Fifth one was meh, and I absolutely despise this last one. That thing was boring. I was like, can we wrap this up? I'm tired. I want to actually enjoy my time here and not be bored out of mind at an AMC theater. So I guess heartbreak does feel good in a place like this, to quote Nicole Kidman, the cult that is AMC. Thunderbolts was 7. Again, I was kind of off on a little bit on that one. 8, again, off that one, but F1 making it into the top 10 was awesome. All right, and then Destination Bloodlines and Weapons. I did not have either of those in my list. I did not expect Final Destination Bloodlines to make that much money, being that it's the 8th one in the franchise of Final Destination. That just can we just wrap this up? Like, again, we don't need to keep. Again, you're trying to milk money out of this one, but I'm like, can we just stop? And then Weapons, that was an original idea by Zach Kreger from the group, the comedy troupe known as The Whitest Kid You Know, who directed Barbarian. And Weapons was a surprise hit. I did not expect that one, to be honest. And that thing made a ton of money. So, oh no, not too bad. Kind of wish The Naked Gun had made a little bit more money, because that movie was really funny. The reboot or whatever, the spiritual successor, starring Liam Neeson. That movie I had a great time watching. I could not stop laughing, especially the credits. And I loved Ballerina. That movie was just awesome. It was so fun. The action was good. And then the grenade sequence was absolutely hysterical. And this getting that whole Resident Evil Village vibe. I've seen Ballerina at least 4 to 5 times already. And this thing came out last year. So, again, not too bad. So I'm really interested to see how my predictions pan out for this year. So let's dive in. Let's dive on into my predictions. And again, you're going to see all 10 of them all in once. I couldn't jury rig it or use some like effects or anything like that in it. So you're going to see all 10 of them but I'm going to go in depth in each one. My reasoning why I think this is going to be in the top 10, or why I decided to take the risk, and which ones I decided to not include. So let's dive in it. Let's dive into my predictions for for this year, which actually starts in a couple weeks. And here we go. All right, we're gonna start at number 10. And again, number 10, when I was going back and forth trying to figure out what to put here, do I take the risk and do the last Jackass movie, because I love Johnny Knoxville and I love the crew, and do I put Jackass Best and Final on my list? Because Jackass Forever made a lot of money, but the problem is, I think it's because it's coming out in a jam-packed summer. I'm risking it here with Mandalorian and Grogu. I did not see the Mandalorian series, and I'm personally not a big fan of Star Wars. I'm just not a big Star Wars fan. But I just gotta bank on Pedro and everybody get to seeing Baby Yoda again, or Grogu. Everybody get to see them again on the big screen. It's coming out Memorial Day weekend. Nothing else is coming out for at least 2 weeks after. And I just like, you know what? screw it. Let's just put it on there. Could there have been other stuff I could have put at number 10? Sure. I could have put Jackass Best and Forever on, Best and Last on there. I could have put a couple of those horror movies that are coming out this year, but I just don't think they're going to do anything this year, to be honest. I just think horror was the last year one, and that surprised people. With Weapons surprising people, and Bloodlines, which was just not, I just baffled on that the fact that made as much money as it did, because it's just dumb. But there was that. Could I decide to go with my heart here and put the coming out at the end of August, the new Jason Statham mutiny flick? Yeah, I could have done that. But I just got a feeling that I think Star Wars, Mandalorian, and Grogu are going to make a lot more money than a lot of people are expecting. The prediction-wise, don't have it as so high. But that's why I'm putting it at 10. That's my 10th. And then if anything goes, yeah, I get it wrong. Okay, not the end of the world. Again, this is my predictions. But again, I'm just banking on it's Memorial Day weekend. It's coming out. Nothing else is coming out after it until maybe the first weekend in June. I gotta have got a feeling that it's gonna make a lot more money than a lot of people are expecting. So I'm risking that one with Star, but I just don't think there's anything. It's not really. Was it a risk? Yes. No. Not really. Because there's nothing really else that I think was going to surpass that, to be honest. Okay, so my number 9. Yes, I'm putting this one on there. I think this is going to make a ton of money, especially with the incentive that the Wayans brothers announced. If this movie does well, they're going to make another White Chicks. So, number 9, Scary Movie, aka Scary Movie 6. The reason I'm putting this on there is because people are going to be offended. And then when there's the anticipation that somebody's going to be offended, I have to see this one now. That's what they did with Superman and how they were hyping up Superman to be this, and people were offended by it. I'm like, all right, I got to see this now. And Superman ended up being the number 2 highest grossing summer movie. Now, am I expecting Scary Movie to make a huge amount of money? No, I don't. This is not going to be. It could. It would be awesome if this makes $200 million, $300 million, heck, even $250. I just think that with the Wayans brothers back, the Wayans brothers back involved in creative control for Scary Movie, that they've got so much material that Marlon Wayans at the CinemaCon event has this huge foot-long list of people that will be offended by this movie. And I'm like, and I know a certain amount of people that will be offended by this. And I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going to see this. I love the Scary Movies, at least the first 2. Well, at least the first one. 3 and 4, that's when they got kind of, like, they were funny, but they kind of lost the effect that the first one did. Scary Movie 1 was just so funny. And then there's so much more material they can do for this. Like, there's so much in that trailer they just showed for this. There's so many movies they're gonna make fun of, and seeing all the random clips of Ray being the Shawn Wayans character, him being gay and all that kinds of stuff, and goes, hey man, hey, yeah, Cindy, you should go ahead and call the police. And it goes, hey, yeah, raw eggs again. And they're gonna offend so many people with this movie, and I don't care. Scary Movie is gonna be so funny. And it's coming out in June, because again, it's like, my reasoning for a lot of this stuff is, do not, again, if you're coming out of a movie in July or so, and you're not a known property, or you got a lot of questions going into it, don't release your movie before, on, or after July 17th. And you'll know why when I cover this, because you can see it's my number 1 prediction. But Scary Movie's coming out at a time when there's a lot of stuff coming out, but everything else is coming out is like different genres, audiences. You got Scary Movie about like June, I think it's like June 5th. And then the following week you got I believe Disclosure Day, and then again, which is a Spielberg, and I'll get to that one in a little bit. And then you got Supergirl and Jackass best and final. Then you got Toy Story 5. Like, each one's like a different audience. Disclosure Day, sci-fi action. Spielberg, summer blockbuster. You got Toy Story 5, kids, scary movie, hard R, adult comedy. Again, different audiences. That now is it like again? I'm rooting for it. I absolutely am rooting for this because the Wayans are back. They got a lot of the castmates back. Some of the movies are gonna make fun of are gonna be hilarious, like make fun of like, or they're doing the spoof of Sinners, Weapons, all that kinds of stuff. And you brought Ghostface back, so I'm. It's not a risk. As they get to, it's a calculated, it's an estimated guess that I think this is gonna make a profit. How much? I don't know. And hopefully it's enough to stay within my top 10. But we shall see when this comes out in June. But I'm like banking on it. Like, people are going to come out in full tropes to see Scary Movie. And this one's going to be one of those ones that you need to watch again and again to pick up on all the jokes. And I'm banking on Scary Movie to do well. And I'm rooting for it. Because I kind of want to see white chicks and I want to see people offended. Some of the people that absolutely deserve to be offended. But I digress. So again, that's my number 9. I have it pretty low, but I think it's going to make enough to stay in this top 10. What would happen? We'll find out. All right, my number 8. I'm banking on this one. Mortal Kombat 2. The fact that this was supposed to be out in October and they pushed it because the studio believed, or the creators or the directors believed they had something here, that this is going to be a summer movie. And early tracking has it as, yeah, it's probably going to do pretty well. So I'm banking on it. Mortal Kombat 2, just from what I've seen through the trailers, Carl Urban is Johnny Cage. They're probably going to do something to kill that Cole guy from the first one. He's in it, but they're probably going to kill him off. And everybody hated that guy from the first one, so now we're actually focusing on Johnny Cage, which is the focal point of Mortal Kombat. And we're actually getting the combat. We're actually literally getting what the title says. We're getting to the tournament. We're getting to the fighting, the fatalities, the brutal kills, all that good stuff. What everybody wants to go see in a summer movie for Mortal Kombat, we got all of here. And they got the theme music is back. The iconic theme music that was back from the 90s, Paul W.S. Anderson's Mortal Kombat, not that god-awful sequel, Annihilation. We're actually getting that, and this is just all screaming like, all right, Mortal Kombat is going to make some money. How much? Again, we just don't know. I don't know, but early tracking, that's supposed to do pretty well, because again, it doesn't have anything else coming out. May is kind of lackluster a little bit in terms of the stuff that they have coming out. Not saying everything's coming out in May is going to be bad. It's just a slower kind of a month, which is why I'm banking on my 7 and 8 flicks. Why I'm banking on those to do really well, because nothing else is coming out in that time frame. And again, there's another movie that I could have put on my list that I didn't, because I just don't think it's going to make that much money in the States. It's this new foreign movie called The Furious, which just looks awesome, and reminds me so much of the brutality and the hand fighting and the fighting style of the Raid. But I do not have that on there because I think these are other going to make for that. But again, with what I saw from the trailer so far, Mortal Kombat, I'm banking on Mortal Kombat 2 for doing really well, and that's why I have it as my number 8. And my number 7 one is technically wasn't supposed to be out in May. I think they were supposed to be out later in the year, so it wasn't even supposed to be a summer. They just jumped up significantly because if Avengers Doomsday had come out on May 1st like it was supposed to, Avengers Doomsday was going to be on my top 10. I probably was going to have it in my top 5. But the fact that they pushed that to December and Devil Wears Prada 2 jumped up, I was like, just from how many people have viewed the first trailer and how fast that is and the anticipation for this, I'd be stupid not to include this movie on my list. Now, am I going to see this one? No. That's not for me. But I'd be stupid enough to not include Devil Wears Prada 2 in any part of my list. This thing is going to make money. Again, the big question is how much. We won't know until it actually starts the movie starts coming out and all that good stuff. But just the early tracking for it, since it's coming out Doesn't have anything else coming out against it, and it's the direct opposite of Mortal Kombat, which they're both going to do really well, like, again, for a couple weeks, because there's nothing else coming out that's going to combat it. That's why I think it's going to be the Mortal Kombat and Devil Wears Prada show. Both of them sequels, they're going to do really well till at least, and then even for, like, till June. That's why I had to have them both on my list, because I'm banking on those two doing really well. Again, my positioning probably will be off with these, but at this point, I'm like, I care more if I can just get the top 10 right, and if my order is right, that's great, and that's just an extra bonus. But for me, the way I'm tracking this is can I just nail the top 10, any of the top 10, at least above 70%. But I'm banking. I'd be stupid enough to include Devil Wears Prada 2 on this list. This movie's gonna make some. This is gonna make some money. Another one, like, so that's my 7. My number 6 is the one I'm like taking a risk on, because it's a lot of stuff we just don't know about it, and the fact that Steven Spielberg said that the third act is not even shown in any of the trailers, so everything we're seeing is the first 2 acts. And my reasoning why I have this number 6 is I cannot doubt Steven Spielberg. Spielberg, yeah, you like him, hate him. He's the epitome of a summer blockbuster. If he can come up with an original idea, especially in something that's in this niche, sci-fi, aliens, all that kinds of stuff, E.T., all that, like, all the movies that Spielberg did, Indiana Jones, he can make a summer movie. Jurassic Park, he can make a summer movie. So I had to have that as number 6 because there's a lot of questions I have. But it's like this is clearly the definition of a summer movie. Like Spielberg, sci-fi, intrigue, action, questions, something new, different, original, summer. Now this thing could completely flop, and I look like a giant egg in my state. But I'm like, I can't question or doubt well-known directors for summer movies. And again, if you've been in the game for as long as Spielberg has, or Nolan, or any of these other directors, like, don't question that. Just go with your gut and put it on your list. And that's why I have Disclosure Day as number 6, because again, there's so much I just don't know about this movie. But with everything else that's coming out, it's kind of like a little, again, somewhere, like, again, I was hyping up 26, because, again, there's a lot of good stuff that's coming at the back end of 26. The summer's kind of, like, hit or miss. So that's why, a lot of the stuff is kind of, like, easy pickings for my predictions, but I'm, like, the reason I have Disclosure is high, because there's just a lot we just don't know about it. A lot we're not seeing in the fact that the whole third act of the movie is not even shown in the trailers, which is awesome. They're not supposed to spoil everything in your trailers. Yeah, I had to have that on my list. Again, how much money it makes, we'll find out when the reviews come out, when you start hearing people's reactions to it and such. So yeah, that's why I had Disclosure Day as number 6. Number 5, again, I'd look like an idiot if I didn't have Toy Story 5 on my list. Like, Toy Story, known property, Pixar, Disney. It's an easy add to your list. How much this one's going to make is interesting, because again, the reason I have it only as 5 and I have everything else ahead of it is because there's not a lot of promotion for this. It's been relatively quiet, and I think it shouldn't, because I think the promotion should be like ramped up for it. Because the idea of the villain for this is very intriguing, and I'm like, that's a good idea. Because what we're about, like, what this movie, the villain in this one is kind of ruining everybody in this day and age, and that is technology. Tablet. A lily pad tablet is the villain for this movie, and that's perfect because that's when everybody doesn't want to pay, they want to, like, distract their kids. Instead of going outside and all that kind of stuff, I'm guilty of that, because I used to be outside all the time. Now I'm like, so much technology with gaming and all that good stuff. The tablet is a fantastic idea for a villain, and how the toys have to react to that, and then the lily pad tablet's smiling at their demise, like, you guys are done. They don't want to play with you anymore. Now they want to play with me. And I think that's so perfect for this day and age. So that's why I'm like, all right, Toy Story's coming out. It's got a lot of weeks before, a couple weeks before Minions and Monsters and all that kinds of stuff and everything else. So I think Toy Story's going to make some money. I just hope it makes a profit. And I think if it doesn't do well, I think the big one you can blame is the studio for not promoting this movie. Because we only had one trailer for it, and the movie's coming out in about 2 months, and there's been no promotion for it at all, and that's really a sink or swim. Like, that's how you know your movie's either going to do well or not. Can the studio promote it? Albeit the promotions will raise your budgets and end up having to make money, but it's Toy Story. It's a known property, known brand. It's like it's one of those well-known brands. You know what you're going to get with Toy Story. Buzz, Woody, the gang, dealing with something. Now, albeit the quality probably has dropped after Toy Story 3, which came out in 2010, and that thing just made a ton of money. I enjoyed Toy Story 4 for what it was, even though I liked some of the characters that they introduced, especially Keanu Reeves' Duke Kaboom. So I'm really interested in how this one's going to play out. I just love it that the villain is a tablet. And I think that's just so current and relevant in this day and age. But that's why I have it number 5. Great halfway point. So it could make more than somebody. The movie could end up being the number 1. I doubt it. Or it could drop to 10. Again, I doubt it. I think it's a safe spot, right in the middle, halfway point, number 5. Number 4, I have Supergirl. I'm banking on the success that Superman did and her appearance in Superman, and this from the trailers that you're seeing from this one. This is going to be a fun time. It's coming out right at the end of June, right before the 4th of July weekend. What I've seen from the trailers, this looks fun, looks entertaining, looks it's going to have a lot of great action sequences in it. And again, it's the next movie in the James Gunn saga. And honestly, I just want to see, like, again, this first time, we're getting a legit Supergirl. Yeah, she appeared in The Flash, but nobody cares about The Flash. That movie sucked. But we're getting her own movie, and Krypto's back. I'm interested to see what other characters are going to show up in this. And the fact is, we're getting Jason Momoa's Lobo. The character, him to Lobo is what Ryan Reynolds was to Deadpool. Something that they've been wanting to play for years. So Lobo is going to be in this, and they're going on a rampage to find the antidote to protect Krypto. Because come on, you can't kill Krypto. The dog's awesome. But I loved what I saw from the trailers. The soundtrack's going to be great. It's going to have a lot of great action. It's a summer movie. And I loved Superman. The last Superman movie was so good. I was really pleasantly surprised at how entertaining that was. So, and her appearance in that and telling Superman, "Bye, bitch." I thought that was so funny. So I'm really excited to see how this one's going to play out. So that's why I have Supergirl number 4. I'm banking on this, banking on that it's going to continue the success that Superman did, and it's going to be one of the top 5 highest grossing movies of the summer. All right. I have Spider-Man Brand New Day as my 3rd. And the reason is I like what I saw from the trailer. I'm just going in with 0 expectations, because I went in with super high expectations with Superman No Way Home, and I came out I came out uneasy about it. I was like, I didn't enjoy it. Sure, there are parts I enjoyed, but I think the hype level for it got way too high. And usually I try not to let that. But again, when you're hyping this up as the greatest Spider-Man of all time, better than Spider-Man 2, alright, you need to back that up with some facts in that. Because Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man out there. It is. It's just no question. Thank you. Next question. Spider-Man 2... the action sequences in that are just so well shot. The train sequence, Doc Ock, Spider-Man, is one of the best Spider-Man sequences I've ever seen. And Spider-Man 2, to say that you're better than that, you better come with backup and to back up your facts on that. And everybody kept saying that this was better than Spider-Man 2, and it wasn't. It wasn't. It was like I don't know what what it was. And then and then the music choice at the end of the credits. He just lost Aunt May. Aunt May was killed. He's alone. Nobody remembers him. He's alone. He's all alone. He's got no one to help. No one recognizes him. But yeah, let's just do all cheery and all fun stuff. No. Like, you can choose better music choices. I don't know. I just came out of that pissed. So, with this one, I'm going in with my tempered expectations, but when you get the Punisher involved, and I love the Punisher, and this is not just any Punisher. This is Jon Bernthal's Punisher from Daredevil, and how they have to tame him well, not tame him down, but every time he's about to drop an F-bomb, they're probably like web shot his mouth shut. And the fact that this was really intriguing because this movie was supposed to originally take place after the events of Doomsday. Like, this was supposed to take place after the events, and the fact that this is coming out first, then Doomsday, just a lot of intrigue. So there's a lot of positive intrigue I have with this one, and honestly, it's a Marvel movie. I had to have it in my top 10. How much it makes, we'll see. I know it's got some really hefty competition, and it will not have any of the IMAX screens. So we're going in expecting to see Brand New Day in IMAX. Yeah, sorry, you're gonna have to wait a while, if at all. And this thing may never go into IMAX in the summer because there's a big hefty movie by Christopher Nolan that's completely shot in IMAX that has commandeered all the IMAX screens for a reason. Called The Odyssey is coming out, and it's coming out comes out 2 weeks before this one. So I think Brand New Day is going to do really well. I'm rooting for it because I actually want to enjoy Spider-Man because I'm not sold on Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I'm not. I mean, yeah, he's likable. I liked him when he's in the side character in the team ups, and the Avenger flicks. But I don't know. I'm not sold on him. But I'm banking. I'm looking forward to this movie. I'm definitely going to watch it because again, I want to see the Punisher. The Hulk's involved. I want to be interested to see if how involved the anti-vigilante task force from Daredevil is involved because it's in New York, and Spider-Man's a vigilante. Kingpin does not like that. It's also Daredevil can show up in this. So a lot of cool questions in the hand, iconic Daredevil villain, and to see what changes that's going to be happening to Tom Holland Spider-Man. And Jackie Chan's stunt crew are involved with this, so hopefully the fight choreography is going to be really good with this. So there's a lot of hope for it. And again, and that's why I had to have it as number 3. 2, Minions and Monsters. It's summer. Minions. I mean, come on. You may like the Minions, you may hate the Minions, but this thing's going to make money. It just really is. It's going to make a crap ton of money. It's a kid movie. There's no other kid movie, major kid movie coming out that's going to really counteract that. Sure, Moana's coming out, but I think that thing's going to flop. And I'll get to that in a sec. I just think 4th of July weekend, Minions. It's not Despicable Me, but it's Minions, so it's going to make money. It's as simple as that. That's why I have to have this as 2. It's just not thinking with my heart, just head. Minions, they make money. It's simple. Going on Moana. Oh yeah, I could have had Moana on my list. I don't think people want to see that. Again, if you're doing a live action remake or whatever you're going to be doing, wait at least a while, longer than 10 years before doing it, because all the live action remakes they've been doing, like Lilo and Stitch. That was at least 20 years, at least. Lilo and Stitch. Aladdin, I don't know why they did that one, live action. But again, we don't need the live action and everything. But Moana 2 just came out a couple of years ago. So it's still pretty fresh. Moana came out, it will be 10 years. The image recall is it's going to be the same story, just live action. I just don't think that's going to do well. I just think, like, we don't really need to rehash the same story. And what type of hairdo did they just give The Rock on that one? Come on! Their hairdo from Samurai Cop, when it was clearly a wig, and because the guy clearly shades his head. That thing looked better than what we're going to begin with The Rock's hair. And I know, don't doubt The Rock, because The Rock again, The Rock makes some good summer movies. I mean, I'm always entertained by The Rock. This is not going to do it for me. Sure, can Moana make the top 10? Yeah, probably. But I'm banking on it not. Because I think people are tired of this stuff. And I think it's going to be... Because last year, yeah, Lilo and Stitch made a crap ton of money. And it ended up being the highest grossing movie of the summer. Not by a long shot. I'm banking on it the opposite happening this year. Because it always seems every other year, Disney's live action thing does really well, following your complete flop. Really well, flop. I'm banking on the flop part of it because I don't think Moana. And the fact is, like, yeah, you got Moana, but like Minions that just came out a week ago. People are still going to be seeing that. And oh yeah, you got my number one movie. Again, it's going to be different audiences, I know, but you got a week before this behemoth that is The Odyssey is coming out, directed by Christopher Nolan. You may have heard of it, may not. This movie's already made money a year before it came out. The Odyssey was just, again, it's me thinking with my heart, but I got a lot of facts to back that up. Christopher Nolan summer movie, like it's the next Christopher Nolan epic. Oppenheimer came out. That thing made money. Made a huge amount of money for a 3-hour war drama. And that thing competed with Barbie. Barbie destroyed everything in that summer, of course, but it was right there, right neck and neck. A $100 million movie made $100 million opening weekend. Like, that's why I'm like, I have to go with Nolan. I cannot doubt him. And the fact is, the 70 millimeter IMAX showings ticket sales were released exactly a year before the movie came out. They were sold out in seconds, not minutes, not days. Same day, seconds. This movie is going to make money. And I know it's going to be a 2-hour plus movie, 2-hour length movie, but it's got A-list cast. It's going to be huge. It's going to make a crap ton of money. I have it as my number one of this year. I honestly believe this movie is going to make so much money, and it has it's the niche market that it's going to be making because it has the IMAX screens. The entire movie was filmed in IMAX. As no one called it, this was the hardest film I had to, one of the hardest movies I had to film in a good way. It was so difficult. He shot 2 million feet of film using IMAX cameras. And that's why this movie is commandeering all the IMAX showings for months. This movie is going to make money, and that's why I'm like, all right, I knew instantly when I saw the trailer or they announced it was The Odyssey was coming out. All right, number one. Easily number one. My number one prediction for number one anticipated movie of the year and number one highest grossing movie this year. Domestically. So, I had to have that as number one. A-list cast. You're dealing with The Odyssey. Greek mythology. Practical effects. This movie is it's probably going to cost about $100 million. But it's going to easily make that in one weekend. There's going to be no CGI with this. The stunts are going to be really well. Visually, it's going to be stunning. The score is going to be great. The casting's through the roof. A-listers. The big question is who is not in The Odyssey. Albeit the only thing that might harpen it a little bit, it might be the R rating. But I think it's going to make money no matter what. I think it's going to at least going to be in the top 10. But I'm banking it on to be number one. I'm probably going to be super wrong with this one, but that's fine. But again, that's just my predictions. But again, so that's good. That's just my top 10 predictions for my predictions for the summer box office for 2026 domestically. I don't count internationally because that's when we're going to get really crazy here. And those numbers are going to be that, and it's just going to be way hard to think. So, quick recap. 10 Star Wars, Mandalorian, Grogu. 6, 10 that. Scary Movie 6, aka Scary Movie. 9, Mortal Kombat 2. 8, 7, Devil Wears Prada 2. 6, The Closer Day. 5, Toy Story 5. 4 Supergirl, 3 Superman, Spider-Man, Brand New Day, 2 Minions and Monsters, and number 1, The Odyssey. So that's my top 10 predictions, but again, I want to know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What are your personal predictions for being the top 10 highest grossing domestic box office ones? And I know I've said these last couple years that I just haven't really caught up off of it, but I'm going to be tracking this day like every week just to see, and then at a halfway point, probably. Yeah, we'll probably do it like my halfway point before I might do a halfway point like recap of what is the forecast look like right now? How am I doing? Like compared to what's really going on? And I'm thinking I'm going to be doing that probably I'll probably do that like right before the Odyssey comes out. So probably the weekend of July 11th would probably be a good halfway point thing before the rest of the stuff comes out, before we get Spider-Man, before we get the Odyssey. It'll be right when the weekend of Moana comes out, because then the following week not gonna be doing the following 2 weekends. I won't be able to do anything because I'm gonna be out. So I think that's gonna be a good threshold to see how close am I, or have I gone anywhere, all that kinds of stuff. So I'm gonna jot that on my calendar and make sure to do one of these, because again I want to do a halfway point just to see how the summer's doing, and then comparing it how much money totally the summer's made, all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for that. So again this is my top 10, but again we're gonna keep going back to this, and then once the end of the summer hits, I'll do a video just to see, hey, how do I do, and then we can and I'll do a brief summary of what to expect coming out next summer and all that kinds of stuff. So stay tuned for that. So again, well, I'm very interested to know what you guys think of my list, my reasoning for this. Let me know what your thought in the comment section below. And again, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for plenty more content we have on the channel, and again, make sure to click the subscribe button on the YouTube page of the Entertainment Enthusiast 365. So subscribe, helps out. Again, it helps us out here at the Entertainment Enthusiast. It means A, we're doing a good job here, and B, gets us close to our bonus goal. Again, monetize since you get paid for providing content onto the YouTube platform. There's a ton of content already in the channel. There's plenty more to come, so stay tuned for that. For those who have already liked to subscribe to the channel, thank you. Appreciate you taking the time to like and subscribe. Really helps out. It knows A, we're doing a good job here, and B, gets us close to our bonus goal of getting monetized, since you can pay for providing content to the YouTube platform. So again, but we do need your help though. We need to help network this channel to as many more people as possible. So essentially, tell anybody you know that's looking for a good channel covering the realm of entertainment, whether it be your friends, family, coworkers, you name it. Have them find us on our YouTube page at the Entertainment Enthusiast 365. And then because they will not be disappointed. But again, we thank you for taking the time to like and subscribe. To help you out, make sure to click the notification bell button right on your screen. Let you know, hey, there's a new video, like a reactor video, like a summer box office show like this, movie review, gaming segment, you name it. Whenever anything gets uploaded to the YouTube page or it goes live, if you have the notification bell clicked, you're going to be notified there's a new video out. Speaking of gaming, make sure to follow us on Twitch at the Entertainment Enthusiast. This is where we do all of our EE Play segments, which are our channel's branded version of the Let's Play. So follow us on Twitch to hang out with us live, ask us questions live. Essentially, we'll see what crazy antics we get into, whatever game we're live streaming. That's all done live on Twitch. But if you can't catch us there live, no worries. I download the video segment and I upload it to the YouTube page. So you have 2 different avenues checking our game-related content, live on Twitch or after the fact on the YouTube page. So again, follow us on Twitch. Click the like and subscribe button, and click the notification bell button right on your screen. Before I go, just a quick question. Have you been entertained? And if not, tune in next time.